For the first time in history, low or no emission production processes for products like steel, fertilizer, and hydrogen are technically feasible and economically efficient, thanks to Africa's abundant renewable energy potential. Moreover, primary processes of essential ores present a major opportunity for Africa to effectively balance its energy and climate ambition. Africa has 30 to 40% of the world's minerals, including those on which the green energy transition depends. The availability of these significant deposits makes a compelling case for Africa to be a global hub for manufacturing. For example, the simple decision to process the 80 million tons of iron ore annually exported by Africa to Europe and China, and to process steel from plants close to mines in Africa averts the emission of nearly 7 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in just 1 year. Processing over 110 million tons of bauxite exported annually from Africa to Europe and Asia at aluminum factories near the mines using renewable energy can also avoid between 1.3 and 1.5 gigatons of carbon dioxide every year, which is 3% of all global house gas emissions. What am I saying? I am saying instead of exporting the iron ores and the bauxite to be processed in Europe and China, if the decision was reversed so that we still get the same steel, but this time round, it is processed in Africa, you don't have to transport the ores. Use the renewable energy in Africa instead of the fossil fuel and carbon energy in Europe. It is a simple decision. We will still get the steel for everybody, but let's change the paradigm. Instead of transporting iron ore and engaging in huge footprints of carbon, let us process the iron ores and the bauxite in Africa. And we are willing, once it is processed in Africa, we will sell the steel to our friends. We will do two things. We will have created jobs in our continent. We will have done green for everybody, green industrialization for everybody. We will have reduced emissions for everybody. And we will have contributed to solving this big equation of carbon emissions. It is as simple as that. It is just as simple as that. You don't need any rocket science to, it is just as simple as it gets. Let me give you an example from Kenya. Kenya is a perfect case in point. Our comparatively small national grid is about 3 gigawatts, but consists of 92% renewable energy. We aspire to make our grid 100% renewable by 2030, in the next 8 years, while executing a quantum leap in grid size to 100 gigawatts and 100% renewable by 2040. The small grid size and relatively high energy cost, production cost that is in the past made it hard to attract energy-intense industry to Kenya. By recognizing the need to develop industrial anchor demand and shaping our plans accordingly, we have prioritized green industrialization and now aim to make carbon credits one of Kenya's biggest export products. In a month, we will have completed the institutional and legal framework for us to access, manage, and participate in the carbon market space. For the record, all the carbon trading in the African continent, let me say, 25% at the moment is happening in Kenya. I want to encourage us as a continent that is the future. And the legislators here from different parliaments in our continent must carry this back home.